We're almost live. Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm really excited. I've got some amazing guests here with me, and we're going to just talk about the struggle and keeping it real. I think sometimes when we are like going through and doing like amazing things in one breath, in another breath, we might be struggling, and others don't understand or know the struggle that we're actually facing. So, um, anywho, we're just gonna get on here and keep it real with you, keep it 100. We're out here keeping it 100. So, um, I'm just going to introduce myself really quick. My name is Nicole Fletcher. Many of you guys know me as a doula. You might know me as an apprentice midwife. You might know me as like a health nut these days. Just kind of all around. I'm a wife. I'm a mother, doing all the things. And so we've got some amazing women here that are going to share a little bit about their story, their life, their struggle. And I know that we can all relate to the struggle because it's real, right? Like the struggle is real. They used to say that like that's kind of a joke, but it ain't no joke. The struggle is real. so, so we're just gonna jump right into it. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna call a name, and then they're just gonna hop off mute and they're gonna start answering this question. So, what is your personal health struggle? I know you guys have seen all of us talk about our health and like what we're trying to do and change the game and encourage you in that. But we struggle too. You know what I mean? We're right in the thicket with all of you guys. So let's see. I'm trying to see. I was gonna call on Tiara, but I'm trying to see if Josh is having a fit or not. Let's go ahead and call on Tiara. Tiara, what's your personal health struggle?
So currently, it's sweets, guys. It's sweets. So it's twofold. For one, I didn't know that when I get stressed out, my body craves sweets. I figured that out as my body has been stressed out. The other piece of it is I'm also still nursing my son. And so from previous pregnancies, that was something I indulged in quite a bit. So some of that I know is like just muscle memory and my body saying, hey, I need more nutrients. So carbs, sweets, it's like, kind of that chain of information that it's sending into my body. So that's just been kind of a struggle. Y'all know I used to advocate for them Chick-fil-A cookies. Those were like in my mind, those are the best lactation cookies in the world. But also, as I've gained more information as a lactation counselor myself, I know that that's not always the solution. Like, let's dig deeper into what maybe the issue of milk supply, but just trying to like get my body to get itself together and my mind too, because it's also a mind struggle. Like in your body screaming, "You need this," and my mind's like, "No, sis, no, sis." Makes me feel like our dear brother R. Kelly. My mind is telling me no, but my body's saying yes. Eat the chocolate, eat the cookies. It's gonna be all right. And I was telling Nicole earlier, I was like, of course I can't do our parasite cleanse, which could be a contributing factor as well. Like I probably have parasites in my gut that need to come out that are screaming for me to eat certain things, but we can't, if you're nursing or pregnant, you are highly discouraged to do our parasite cleanse. So I'm patiently waiting for that and just trying to like go through it.
I love it. Thanks, Tiara. And I almost fell out my chair when you said the R. Kelly thing. Like literally, almost fell out my chair. Sarita, what you got? What's your biggest health struggle?
My biggest health struggle is like chronic fatigue.
Hmm.
That has always been my health struggle. Um, I can like faithfully say that I do not feel the way that I felt 300 days ago, around the time of this journey.
Yeah.
Can you guys still hear me okay? My phone
Yes.
did something funky. Okay. I do not feel the same way that I did 300 days ago. Just feeling like I hadn't gotten enough sleep ever. It could be 10. I've always been one of those people. I need 10 hours of sleep. Like, even when I've just had babies and babies waking up in the middle of the night, like, I need 10 hours of sleep to function.
Yeah.
I've been able to like thrive and survive off of a normal 8 to 9 hours of sleep and wake up feeling like $1,000,000. Also, nutritionally, I was not a vegetable eater. So like my body was lacking the nutrients that it needed to like go, and that was the contributing factor to like my sluggishness. And I've lived this way my whole life. In pregnancies, I would juice and do smoothies like for the health of the baby and all of that good stuff. But as soon as I had my babies, I went back to eating my huge high carb, high sugar diet, and just kind of kept it pushing and was just living a life of sluggishness, and I just kind of accepted it to be that way.
That's good. Thanks, Sarita. I appreciate that. Regina.
Had to find the button. Yeah, so I have two big things that I'm struggling with. I came in trying to get my anemia under control. I have that somewhat under control. We're in normal range right now. But the other thing is my adrenal fatigue. So I have some adrenal things going on. And yeah, so like I feel good, but like there's still like that lag in there, it's still coming, and just adding these superfoods in here is just, hopefully, everything will be good, but I'm still struggling, but we're gonna get there.
All right. Awesome. Thank you, Regina.
Yeah.
Miss Dorothy, tell us what you're struggling with.
Can you guys hear me? Because I can barely hear you.
Yes.
Okay. My have been struggling with diabetes for at least I want to say over 20 years. Just when I think I got it right, I've been up and down on the roller coaster. 1 minute, hey, I'm eating healthy and I'm doing good, I thought. Then I'm like everybody else. My body says, hey, no, you can have some of those cookies. They're not gonna hurt you. You can have. And my biggest downfall is potato chips and bread. So sometimes I go overboard. But when one while I was on a healthy diet, which I thought was healthy, and my blood sugars were coming on down. But then just as they get to where they should be, in a sense, the devil says, you a liar, you want some cookies, you want some chips, go and get them. But I have to say, since I have made up my mind to go organic, and made up my mind to do whole foods, and made up my mind to really take control of my health, because I'm not a great big pill taker. And every time I turn around, they want to put me on this pill, and they want to put me on that pill, and it's like, okay, I will listen to you, but I'm listening to my body too.
Yes.
So since I've been on this journey, I have to say I feel better. I'm eating better, and I'm just loving it. My numbers are going well. I haven't went to get an A1C yet, but as far as my daily blood count, it's been going down. Some days it's a little bit too low. So I know it's working.
Yeah.
And I always say, take control of your health. It's time. And I want to live a long time. I want to see my great grandkids, grow up and stuff. So
I love it. I love it. Thank you, Miss Dorothy. I'm going to go ahead and share my personal health struggle. Um, what I struggled with or what I started with was that was a blood issue, right? My biological father passed of a strange blood disorder that caused him really to die. And it is genetic, and it can be genetic, basically. So if one of your parents have it, then you need to test for it. And if you have it, then your children need to test for it. And so struggling with anemia, kind of just low iron and like not being able to function and thrive. And so that has been my struggle, and didn't know like where I needed to go to get this and to fix this, because I refused, and I still refuse to let that experience, his life choices be my life prescription. And so the health struggle for me is understanding this is a genetic potential coding that exists in my body or may exist in my body, and it may potentially exist in the bodies of my children, but we are about to generationally break the chains. So my personal health struggle is more about like getting my body to function in proper design. And so that's my health struggle. Yes. So, any specific conditions that anyone may have struggled with?
It's buffering.
Are there any health conditions that anyone has maybe struggled with? I know I heard of anemia. I heard, some just appetite things, like really like parasitic activity, controlling what we're actually eating, right? Like anything else? Does anybody have anything that they want to share quickly on like past health conditions?
I'll share real quick. And so I had chronic vitamin D deficiency. And while now I have not had my labs checked, however, physically, I can tell you that I'm not experiencing any of the symptoms that I was when I was extremely low. Like, I think at the lowest I saw, I think it was either 7 or 17, which is really low. Like the low end of normal is 30. So, I mean, anything below that is just tragic. And the symptoms that you experience when you have low vitamin D can be symptoms of anxiety and depression,
Yep.
and chronic fatigue,
Yep.
muscle soreness, and
Yep.
pain. I was experiencing all of those things, but because I was also pregnant during some of that, I thought it was just those things. And I'm not experiencing any of, thank you, Josh. I'm not experiencing any of those symptoms now. I mean, I know that some of the fatigue I do have is just from lack of sleep.
Right.
Because homeboy, he's still eating every 3 hours. But I don't feel like I did, and I know that it's because of the changes I've made. We just came out of winter. So it ain't because I'm soaking up the sun. It's not because I'm on, I was on 50,000 units of vitamin D daily, and I'm not on any of that anymore.
Mm-hmm. I love it. I love it. Thanks, Tiara. How has the struggle or health condition made you feel? Like, I'll go first, and then I'll kind of share around the room or call on everyone. So for me personally, I have felt in my past like defeated. Like this is how it's gonna be for you. And for me in particular, for my specific issue, defeated and frustrated. Like I was bound and determined to not allow the one thing of all things that my biological father gave me is a blood disorder. Like, bro, you could have gave me some money. You could have gave me, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm cute. I think he had something to do with that. I'll accept that. And my mom too. But like a health condition, that's a no for me. Like that's a no. And so it has helped in the past. It has made me feel like powerless. Like, here's this quote unquote death sentence, you will, like, this is what he died from. This is your death sentence. Just know this is where it's going for you. And that's how it's made me feel. So I just want you guys to say how those conditions or circumstances made you feel. And that's it. And we're just, I know it's hard. I know, because you want to get to the other side of it, but just how has it made you feel? Sarita.
It has made me feel useless, kind of. And I mean that not in a like, oh, woe's me type of way. In the very best of circumstances, in those instances where I've wanted to like go get them and like push through, like physically not being able to. So I've felt a lot of times very useless. Because my body just wouldn't let me be great. Like literally would not let me be great. No matter how my heart was or how my brain was or like how I was feeling, like mentally, my body was like, not today. Not tomorrow. I feel like it has caused me things, like mentally caused me things. So it's just kind of made me feel useless, if I could put one word to it.
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks, Sarita. Regina.
I feel that useless. I feel that like I don't know what other word I could use. Like that was perfect. That was spot on, Sarita. Like there's so many things that you want to do, but that fatigue is like, yeah, right. You can sit down, go to sleep, and then when you wake up in the morning, you're like, oh, it's time to go. But then your body's like, but you're still laying down, but yeah, like you just can't do anything. You're no good. You're no good for the world because you don't want to do anything.
Wow. Thanks, Regina. Sierra.
So for me, it made me feel like a burden because my husband had to take up all the slack of everything that I was not able to do. And even though he would say like, I'm not a burden and maybe the actions were burdensome, I still felt like at the end of the day, the burdening was because of me. So I still felt like a burden.
Yeah. Thank you. Miss Dorothy. You're muted. Miss Dorothy, you're muted. There you go. Perfect.
Okay. I can like barely hear y'all, so I don't know what's going on with my phone. But the question is, how do I feel?
How has the struggle made you feel? Like your health condition, struggling with these cravings and needing like chips and different things like that. How has that made you feel?
Actually, at first my struggles were, why me? Why do after all these years I have diabetes? And as far as the doctors were saying, well, it's hereditary. Your mother had it, your father had it, your sister, so it's hereditary. But as I got older, I just started saying, I'm going to rebuke this because I'm going to break the chain. If they're saying that it's hereditary, I'm saying that it's not. I'm saying that I can do better. And knowing that I can do better, I will do better. I have to make myself sometimes get up and move because I feel exercise is good. And before all of this hit, I used to dance. I used to teach dance about 5 days a week. So I was always moving, and I used to bowl. I used to love to bowl. And I'm finding myself, I don't have any energy to do any of that anymore. So I'm saying I'm taking it back. I'm taking back my health. I'm taking back my strength. I'm taking back what I love to do. And I'm going to break this curse.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
I love it. I love it. Anna had some technical difficulties, so she was in and out. I want you to just share with us, like really quick, one, what is your personal health struggle? And two, how has that made you feel?
Okay. Hi, everybody. Okay, so a couple of personal health struggles actually. When I first joined, one that I kind of ignored was IBS. I don't know if you guys know what that is. Irritable bowel syndrome. I've had that since, well, I was diagnosed when I was 17. But the problems have always been there. I just ignored them. I have tried 3 different medications, and usually they get me to go like maybe once every other day. But y'all, it was bad. Like, I would, before going to the doctor, I would literally use restroom like once every 3, sometimes 4 weeks, like an actual bowel movement. It just was not happening for me. It just wasn't. But what I would feel from that, sluggish. I ran track, volleyball, I danced, all this stuff. Super, super sluggish. Like, I couldn't get more than maybe my 6-hour work day that's it. Like, get home, take a shower, get some food, go to sleep, like immediately. And then maybe a couple years before I had my son, it started to get a little bit better. I started eating a little different, but I wasn't educated on what I was eating. I was just trying to eat healthy based off of what I thought that looked like. And it did change to where I was able to start going, but it was still like, y'all, I'm talking about back aches, cramps, headaches out of this world. Like, IBS is no joke. No joke.
Wow.
So when I started with the Core 4 with you guys, with Purium, literally it took a day, like a day, and I had already gone twice. So at that point I was like, they lied to me. They lied to me. I don't have to have this. What? So yeah, I'm telling you, it's not funny because at work I told everybody. Like, I was excited about going.
I love that.
So that was definitely a struggle. Now, currently, is staying consistent with it and not letting my situation be my story to the point that I'm backing away from what I know I want and need, because that's what's happening.
Yeah.
So, and how that makes me feel, like, girl, you know better. Get it together. We got the answers right here in our hand. What are you doing? Like, I'm big on teaching and educating everybody else, but I feel a little off when I'm not there. So it forces me to make sure I stay on my P's and Q's as well. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Thanks, Shauna, for joining. Miss Mary. Miss Mary has been on all the socials, being all the way live. And so I want to give her an opportunity just to briefly share really quick, what is your personal health struggle and how has that struggle made you feel? Just answer that really briefly. Oh, wait, I need to, sorry. Okay, go ahead, Miss Mary.
Okay, thank you so much for even allowing me to share. I've been experiencing what they call rheumatoid arthritis, and they had led me to believe that there's no cure. In my heart, I knew there was a cure. God is the healer. All I had to do is continue to pray, and he would, answer that prayer because he asked to, right? So now it's making me, now that I've learned about the different superfoods, I'm very hopeful. Very, 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 very hopeful. And I'm going to leave it right there because I can go on and on and on.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. Ladies, I really appreciate you guys coming on and sharing a little bit about your struggle. And so if everybody can just mute really quick, sharing about your struggle, because I want people to know that we're all struggling in our health journey and we're hitting it at different points, but that there is hope. And there is opportunity and there is solution. And we don't have to be stuck feeling hopeless. We don't have to be stuck feeling worthless. We don't have to be stuck feeling like, girl, just get yourself together. Just shake it off. There are things happening inside of your body that are kind of controlling some of the narrative. And so Tiara mentioned these parasites. Like, I didn't know a thing about a parasite, but as I started to experience and then went through a cleanse, guess what I discovered? Like I had parasites. And I've been killing them jokers, right? Like killing them. Guess what? When I go to the grocery store, I don't get in the store and have this sense of I have to have this, that, or the other, because the parasite that was living inside of my body that was demanding this, that, and the other, we done cleansed and killed it. Bye-bye. So I just want you guys to know that. And I'm just really excited about that. It really makes me happy. But this is the next question. Have you been able to identify the root cause of your health struggle? So a lot of times we can talk all about the symptoms, and we can talk about, I feel this way and it's made me feel all these type of ways. Have you been able to identify the root of your health struggle? I'm gonna let that sit there for a minute, and I'm gonna call on Tiara.
So a couple of things. One is undernourishment.
Mhm.
Like I said earlier, your body's way of telling you need something for it to ask for the basic. It tells your brain like the basic thing that you need, which is sugar. So anytime, like when you eat food, it breaks it down into some, form of sugar in your body to give you that cellular energy. But sugar. I'm gonna eat something that's sugary, or I'm gonna grab some caffeine, something to give me what my body was asking for, but I didn't know the proper way to do it. But also just identifying that I am when I get stressed, I was going to sweets. I didn't know that. I had no clue that I was a stress sweet eater until I started pulling things out of my diet, and then stress hit and my body's like, ooh, sweet, 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 sweets. So identifying those things gave me more of an awareness to put healthier things in the place of going for my Chick-fil-A cookies, and also understanding that I don't need those to create milk. So
Right.
I go to that. So like I did identify it, and also we talked about the parasites. They
Yeah.
won't want, and
Yeah. One of the things that, thank you, Tiara. One of the things that kind of really like hit me hard about that was when I was realizing that I was not in control of my own faculty. That there was something inside of my body running the show and dictating what I was doing, like literally a slave to my own body. Once that like hit my head and hit my heart, I was like, oh boo, we got to change. We got to change. And we got to change this, because when your gut is dictating your emotions, when it's dictating your physical health, it's limiting your ability to go or not go and all of that. Like that's what happens. So we have to really work hard on repairing and restoring our gut. And that's where we're experiencing, ooh, I need to have this. Ooh, I don't have energy. Ooh, I've got adrenal fatigue. All of that starts in the gut. And we say this is our second brain, but the truth is it's your first brain. It's the one that we're maybe enslaved to. And so that is like, I feel like something that we really, if you're a believer, you need to really take that thing before the Lord and like, let him like cleanse, restore, and help you to like transform that. But what we've been doing is we've been doing this superfood protocol. Every single one of us around has been doing a whole food protocol from Regenerative Farms that has helped us in our struggle. So it's a journey. It's not a we're done, because we didn't get in this condition like that. So it's taking time. And, I think some people might be like, well, I mean, they all sitting there, they all taking this superfood and everybody's struggling. Okay, you struggling too. And the truth is, our struggle is less than it was when we first began, because it takes time to heal, to transform, to restore the body back into proper balance. And really, that's what we're doing, is we're regenerating our bodies on the cellular level. And it takes time, because over how many years you've been eating toxic, laced, whatever, right? It takes 7 years. I think it's 7 years for cancer to show up in your body, right? It's laying there dormant, and then we're feeding it and fueling it unbeknownst to us. Like, we're not like, oh, let me go feed myself some things that are causing cancer. Like, hear the word glyphosate. I think I'm gonna let everybody go off mute right now, and we're just gonna say glyphosate together. Just so people can hear it. Like, all right, are we all unmuted? I think this is fun. I like doing fun stuff like this. I'm kind of corny. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Glyphosate.
Yes. And glyphosate is a neurotoxin. It is in everything. It's in our food. It's in our air. It's in our water. It's water soluble. We're in Arkansas. I'm actually in Utah right now, but we're in Arkansas, and all that runoff, like, we're right in Cancer Alley. Like, we are in a place that is set up for our suffering. And if you look across the screen, we see age diversity, but we see skin hue of the same. So we're all on this line, African Americans, and there are things like, there's a reason why we're top number one for this, number one for that, number one for this, right? And those number one things aren't always good. Most of the time they're not, but there's hope. And what I want to do is have everyone on this call share like a 2 second. I'm gonna say 2 seconds and I'm gonna cut you off. But a 2 second, I mean, I'll give you 4 seconds. But a 4 second, something that you have, like, I have hope because I'm experiencing this. Like, I'm seeing this in my body. And so I'm not just on the struggle bus. I can keep it real and say I'm struggling in certain areas, or I'm overcoming a struggle. But also, I've seen victory. I've seen hope. I've experienced something different in this way. So I'm just going to go across my screen. I'm going to mute, and I'm going to have Regina go.
Okay, there we go. So I've seen my body feel good. I've seen, like, my cycles get lighter. So I have hope. Like, my anemia is getting better. I have hope that, you know, everybody's gonna jump on board and join this journey with me, and everybody get healed. What's it called? Regeneratively. I think I messed that word up, but regeneratively. Like, I love that. I love that word. Like, let's regenerate each other. Let's regenerate our bodies to do what it's supposed to do: heal and maintain, right? So that's what I'm hoping for.
Sorry, Tiara.
Because I'm learning intuitive eating. I'm learning what it means to give my body the right things when it's craving certain things,
Yeah.
which gives me hope, because and solutions. When I am craving crazy sweets, I can go to my Epigenius Kids, which is chocolate flavor, and throw me some extra, cacao powder in it, and get with that craving, but not in a way to begin detriment to my body and hurt me any more than the other things that I'm used to having. So I'm loving that I have that information, and I know how to give my body what it needs in the right way.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. Let's go ahead, Miss Mary.
Well, what I'm seeing, and I'm loving it, is that the inflammation, which causes my pain, is almost totally eliminated. Today, I was able to get up and walk the halls where I live, which I haven't done since I've been here. And so each day that I get up, I can feel the difference. I could feel the regeneration of my body. And at the age of 73, that's saying a lot, because I've done 73 years worth of damage.
Yes.
And so now it's showing me that God is truly the healer, and he is truly regenerating me.
Yes. Okay, I feel like I could give you some more time.
I'm getting better. And
Thank
the other, okay,
Mary.
just let me add one thing is that in my studies, I've learned that for each year that we're ill, it takes 1 month of this kind of nutrition to rebuild our bodies. And so I've been experiencing it since 2010, so that's like 12 years. So I expect to be on this for at least 12 years. I mean, now 12 months,
Yeah, I got
to get my complete healing.
restoration. Awesome.
Mhm.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah, restoration.
I love it. Thank you, Miss Mary.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. Anna.
Okay. What I am seeing. Well, I kind of already told you guys what I saw.
know. You going to the bathroom.
Yes, excited. Excited. But no, what I'm really seeing, and this is from the protocol and from being on the team, is myself.
Ooh.
I'm seeing the reflection of what I thought I was, what I want to be, and who I am, coming out in what I eat, what I do, how I speak. Like, that's what I'm seeing. So when we talk about regenerating cells and being healthy, optimal health is not just what you eat or what you're consuming. So I'm seeing it come out in other things, even if it's a tidbit here and there, but it keeps me hopeful on what's to come. And as long as I can see that, then I really don't care whatever else little stuff they throw somewhere else, as long as I can still see that. So that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at.
Okay. Y'all, okay. This is the nitty-gritty. Miss Dorothy.
I guess for me, and I'm gonna mess this word up, regenerative health is I can get up in the morning now. Like they told me I have neuropathy in my feet and my legs and all of that. And I used to kind of struggle, have to get up and just get my balance for a minute. But now I can just hop up, hey, like a spring chicken. So for me, and I'm looking at, because my mother is a double amputee, due to the diabetics, and I'm going in my head, no, I'm not going that route. I just refuse to. So whatever I have to do health-wise to regenerate my body, I am going to do it. I feel that, God gave us all that we need to do just that. He said we can eat of all the fruits and the plants of the earth. So we've been eating all this glyphosate and all this other stuff. So now it's time for us to take it back. And I'm taking mine back. That's how I feel.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Dorothy. Sarita, come on in. Bring us home. What
Y'all
you got?
got all deep on me. I mean, that's hard to follow. And me with all my technical difficulties over here. Anyway, okay. So what am I feeling? I am feeling like what I'm getting, like from the Whole Foods, from the regenerative farming, what I feel is tingly. Like that, my words are very simple today. Literally tingling. When I get up and I do my protocol with my biomedic and my lemon water and my fruits in the morning, and I drink that first power shake, and it usually hits right after that first power shake, it's like my body, my cells come alive.
Yep.
And I'm able to move in ways that I'm not normally able to move in. What that has done for my family is it has given my children their mother back, if you will. Anybody that knows me knows I'm super crazy, and it takes a lot of energy to be super crazy. So like, if I can't be super crazy, what am I even doing, right? So for me, it's giving my kids that fun mom that's dancing in the middle of the street for all the neighbors to see. It's giving my colleagues that awake Sarita at birth instead of taking a snooze in the corner. it's tingly. I feel tingly and I feel alive.
I love your description because the truth is, I call that the Popeye the Sailor Man effect. Like, I don't know if you guys remember Popeye the Sailor Man, but he would be like this puny, wimpy dude, right? He would drink his spinach, and then all of a sudden his muscles and everything would just pop open and come alive. And literally that is cellular regeneration. That's what it is. It's hitting you. It's nutrition that's hitting you at the cellular level, and it's changing the game. It's going to take time. So anybody that's stepping on this journey, know that it's going to take time, and it's going to take consistency. You see, I got close to my camera. Consistency. Because we will consistently eat whatever we want and then be like, see, that stuff don't work. No, you've been consistently doing the things that have not served your body well. And for the 5 seconds that you decide to do something that's helpful, your body's like fighting. It's like, oh no, I don't know what to do with this, right? But I promise you this, like, we are designed divinely. And there is an exact prescription, if you will, for our bodies. And it's food. It's just as simple. It's food. But what we've been given is not food. What we've been told is food to consume is actually not food. And because of that, we have dis-ease in our bodies because we're not consuming food or the proper fuel for our bodies. When we consume food, we should come alive. We should feel tingly. If you feel sleepy after eating, it is because you've not consumed something that's proper for your body. It's actually diminishing your cells and weakening them versus giving them life or making them work harder versus like giving it what it needs. So I'm gonna like chill. I'm gonna chill and I'm gonna wrap this up. I want to thank each and every one of you ladies for taking the time to come on and share. We are a part of a regenerative detoxification community. We work with regenerative detoxification practitioners that help us in our own health journey. And then we're also partners with this company. The company is Purium, and it stands for pure and premium. The objective is really to go ahead and change our health on the cellular level through food. Everything that we talk about is food, but it's free from glyphosate. So we really focus on regenerative farming practices, which means the soil is healthy. It's healthy soil. The food is grown in healthy soil that grows up through the vine. It's picked at when it's ripe. Like, all the food that you get from the grocery store, organic or not, it's premature. So it was explained to me like this, and anytime we talk about birth, my brain just like clicks. It all of a sudden makes sense, right? So when you have a baby that's born premature and you cut the umbilical cord, right? Now that baby is needing to survive or thrive with external sources. So our food is picked before it is ripe, and then it's actually starting the fermentation process. It starts the process of dying. We're thinking that it's starting the process of ripening. But when you disconnect the fruit from the vine, if the fruit is not ready, it starts to die. Y'all, that hit me. Okay. That hit me. So, okay. It starts to die. And so we're trying to feed ourselves with food that's not living, that's not like nourishing us. And so this is why we're doing this. This is why we're here. Most of us didn't know. Most of us sitting around this thing had no clue, no idea, did not know a single thing about regenerative health or farming practices or what was put before us. But guess what? When you know better, you do better. And every day is a day that we can do better. Every day is a day that we can take a step in the right direction. Will we fall back or make mistakes or sidestep or whatever, or have these cravings and all of these things that have just been identified? Absolutely, we will. But guess what? We do this in community. We're linked arms with other people. Like literally just had a conversation with Tiara about her struggle and how we can work through that. Like literally this morning. So you're not alone in this process. We do this in community. So each one here has a unique code that they can give you like right at your fingertips from farm to your front door. We're dealing with the food shortage, right? We're dealing with the food shortage. Guess what? There's no shortage when we're doing it right. There's abundance. And so this is just a huge opportunity. So if you resonate with anybody that's on this call, like that's your homegirl or whatever, like, and you're like, I've been following you. What you're saying is speaking to me. It's giving me life. It's helping me think differently about this. Call them, message them. You know, this is the time. Slide up in them DMs. Like, don't be afraid to like reach out and say, hey, I don't understand all of this. I don't get it fully. Because I didn't when I started. I didn't get it. I didn't get it fully. But like over time, we grow, we learn, we grow, we learn, we grow, we learn, and we transform. And so this is our community. Our team right here, we're called the King's Favor. So right now, we are walking in the favor of the King. And I can explain more about that, but we've been on for 45 minutes, so I'm going to wrap up. But we're walking in the favor of the King, and our goal and objective is to really restore our health. We do not know when you are in danger, or your house is on fire, or there's a car, coming, and you're walking across the street. And oftentimes we don't know that that is happening. So we need someone else to come along and say, "Hey, stop! Wait! There's another way." That's what we are. Stop! Wait! There's another way. Your mom had diabetes. Guess what? You don't have to. Your dad had a blood disorder that caused him death. You don't have to. You know what I'm saying? You want cookies, you want ice cream, you want cake. You don't have to, because your gut is saying, like, demanding certain things of you. You can kill them jokers and you can be free. All right. All right. I don't even know how to end it. All right, y'all. Seriously, we've got a cleanse coming up. If you're ready to hop in and get on this cleanse, we've got a cleanse coming up on Monday. We've got a special code that you can get involved in, and you can get your superfoods that have been grown in regenerative soil. It is food. It is not a supplement. It is not isolated chemistry. It will not cause more harm to your body. You can be on other medications and you can take this. Why? Because it's food. You're taking in food every day, but oftentimes you're not taking in the right food. Here's an opportunity for you to take in the right food for your body's prescription and give you life. That's all. Love y'all. Peace and blessings.
Bye, guys.